can explain this to the blind. May you wake up from inside, see the truth through the third eye. Let your heart be your guide, light up the way. Let your heart be your guide. Free from your pain, it ain't a mistake, cause you choose your fate.
Our brains are wired to keep us safe, to protect us from pain. Sometimes you're not even aware of this. It's on autopilot, right? So to become aware of those thoughts, to observe those thoughts, and to start to see how those thoughts have been protecting us, keeping us safe, but really keeping us from our desires, well, then we have to go and change those thoughts and change those beliefs in order for us to change our life. And we're going to talk about seeking out that evidence of change in this podcast today. But first of all, let me give my introduction. Hi, guys. I hope you're having an amazing, beautiful, positive day. I'm sending you so much love and so much peaceful, balanced energy. It is Misha with Feels with Meesh. If you guys are interested in joining this community, like, share, and subscribe to my channel where I will be posting weekly content of healing and self-mastery. My name's Feels with Meesh. I talk about feelings, understanding your feelings, mastering those feelings to become the best version of yourself. If you guys are interested on a one-on-one coaching session with me, you can go to booking@feelswithmeesh.com. Let's get into today's discussion, seeking evidence. Ooh, guys, this is a topic, that's for sure. When you're living in survival, which most of the world is, you're constantly going to seek out evidence that is going to align with the beliefs that you have, right? To prove yourself right. What do I mean by evidence? Evidence is your desires showing up in other people, places, or things in your reality, right? That is evidence that what you desire exists. Now, whether you believe that you can experience that or have that for yourself, or you're living in the lack, feeling like you can't have it or achieve it or own it or live it, that is up to you. And the beliefs you're holding are going to help you either walk down the path of having or walk down the path of not having. I'm going to give you guys examples so you understand. We love the examples here. Now, I did post a TikTok video the other day about marriage, and I had somebody comment on the video saying, well, would you be ready for divorce, right? And understand the difference in beliefs here, right? Somebody who already sees divorce when they hear marriage, and somebody who sits in the space of knowing and trusting marriage. Those are two totally different realities that people are experiencing. One that is in trust and faith and belief, and another that is in more of, fear or disbelief. And those are two totally different beliefs, right? And we got to understand why we have different beliefs. Where do these stem from, right? Well, somebody who's grown up in a family who had, difficulties in their childhood, or they witnessed difficulties in a marriage, or they were raised in a single parent household and all they heard was negative things about their father or their mother, there was a lot of negative emotions associated with marriage. Somebody who has those negative emotions is then going to grow up to have these kind of negative outlooks on marriage, right? Understandably. And on the other side of that, you have somebody who maybe grew up in a family where the parents are in a loving and peaceful, balanced relationship. This is very rare. Got to understand how rare this is, that people grow up with two parents lovingly together, supporting each other, and they feel the partnership of those parents, of their parents. And so what happens is they grow up knowing that love exists. They grow up knowing that love is a reality they can create for themselves. Right? And these people go on to, not all these people, I'm saying most of these people that have this as a positive influence in their life grow up with these positive associations and expectations of love and relationships. So then they can create that for themselves in their life based on that being their belief. So those are two examples there. And we got to understand, if we desire something more for ourselves, we have to go to the root of why we are feeling and why we have a belief that is holding us from being able to experience that love, or, that was just an example that I gave, but like anything for yourself, right? Anything at all. And what our brains are going to do is they're going to trick us. They're going to, we're going to seek out evidence in our reality that is going to align with the beliefs that we're holding, right? So the person that maybe doesn't believe in love is going to see these, all the people that talk about divorce and my boyfriend cheated, my girlfriend cheated, like love isn't real, all these type of conversations, or, just the conversation of divorce in general. They're going to agree with that based on the belief they're holding. And so their mind is naturally going to be like, yep, I'm right about that, when they come across those type of conversations about divorce. But when they see a loving couple that are peacefully married and happy and living in joy, their brain is going to resist that, and they're going to say, oh, that's not real, or that's going to end up in divorce. Those always end up in divorce. He's probably cheating, right? She's probably cheating, because their brain is wired to protect them. So their brain is not going to agree with what they're seeing. They're going to project their beliefs onto that, what they're seeing, right? And again, the other side of the coin on that one is people that come from these loving, peaceful, harmonious relationships as an example for them in their life. They're going to see divorce around them. They're going to see the same type of conversations of divorce, the same type of cheating allegations and such, broken households. But because the belief that they have is that love and relationships do work, they are real, they have that feeling within them of, having a knowing of what it feels like to grow up in that type of environment, they are then going to disregard the negative conversations and seek out the evidence that align with their belief that love and relationships are real and they do work. And so when these type of people, I'm one of these people because I did grow up in a household of parents being together. I know it exists. And so my mind will seek out evidence to suggest that is a reality that I can create for myself based on what I have been exposed to in my life. And that created a belief for me that I hold, that love and relationships are real. Growing up in my household with my parents together, the people around me, my family, friends, all have these loving, harmonious relationships and partnerships within their couples and within the dynamics around me that I grew up with. And so that is something that I know is a reality. So in changing this part of yourself, you have to become very self-aware, be able to observe these thoughts that you're having, being able to seek out evidence of something different for yourself. Start to tell yourself that you deserve something better for yourself, that is an old belief that you no longer want to control your experience, right? The desire is there for you to experience. And so agreeing with it as something that you can have. So for example, I know a lot of women, we get to a certain age, I'm in my 30s now, and, I desire my own children and a family, not just children. I desire a family with, a husband, not just with a man, to have a family with a man. I desire a husband and a family and babies and these things, right? And so, I know a lot of women that desire babies. They'll see babies, or they'll see families, or they'll see women with children, and they'll get triggered and they'll feel bad because it's something that they haven't yet to experience in their life, or haven't created or found the partner and such, right? And so what you do is, because you are living in the lack and your belief is, I don't have that, I'm unworthy of it, or I can't get that and I don't have it right now, automatically your mind goes to the lack when you see a baby. And what happens is you project that kind of jealousy out into your world because you're living in the space of lack. And what you should do in moments like that is, when you see things in your life that you want, that you have as a desire for you, to take it as evidence that God or the universe, higher power, whatever, is aligning you with that life, right? Why couldn't you have it? Why isn't it for you, right? You desire a family, so you see a family, instead of feeling jealous and upset, you start to say, yeah, that's for me. I'm going to have that. I deserve that. I can't wait for the day that I have, my husband and we grow our own family together. Like, I can't wait for that day, right? Instead of it being living in the lack where you're seeking that evidence and you're perceiving it as something negative, instead now you're changing it to something positive so you can pull yourself further into the reality of experiencing that. I'll give you guys more examples. Some people, they see relationships and they get jealous. How many of you know people that are jealous of your relationship? Maybe you're in one, or maybe that's you. You see somebody who's happy with somebody else and you get jealous of that. Well, that jealousy is just you living in lack. And instead of you agreeing with that evidence of lack that's presented itself to you, instead of disagreeing with it, resisting it, being anxious or feeling bad that you don't have it, see it and just be in a space of knowing that you're going to experience that. Oh yeah, like that loving couple and that family, like I'm so excited because that's my destiny. I see people getting proposed to at work the other day. Somebody got proposed to and I went to a wedding with my gay friends. They got married the other day at the park, and instead of being there and being in lack and being like, oh my God, it hasn't happened for me yet, I'm there like, I'm so excited for the day that I marry my husband. Like that's a reality for me, right? But you got to understand that our brains are programmed to protect us and for us to live in fear and to protect us from feeling pain. And so we pretty much live in this space of disbelief until we work through the parts of our brain that are keeping us in that lack. And I used to live in lack. My whole life I lived in lack. And every time I saw something, I would take that as evidence of me not being able to have what I desired. You have to shift into a higher state of awareness because it's a life you're creating. It's something you've never experienced before. So when it's showing up in your world as evidence, are you staying in the lack by seeing the evidence and then feeling sorry for yourself, being in a victim consciousness? Or are you seeing the evidence presented to you and you're holding it dear to you, knowing that that's something that you desire and that you're worthy of experiencing that, and therefore you will experience it. It's already yours. I'll give you guys another example. There are many, many, many people that do what I do, like as far as speaking and giving messages and mindset work and self-mastery work, healing and such. And some of these people have millions of followers, right? Millions. And some people don't have many followers at all, whatever. But they're doing the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. Now, I could sit in a space of feeling like in competition with people, like, oh my God, and looking at all what they're doing and looking at how many followers they have. And I could sit in that space and compare myself to others and then just live in the lack. Or I could see the rarity and the uniqueness of Feels with Meesh and the brand that I am, the person that I am, the soul that I am, the wisdom that I have acquired in my life, knowing that I am only one me. There is only me, and that is my power. That I'm allowing destiny, I'm allowing God to align me with that life that I do desire, right? There's no competition there, right? There's no competition to anyone and to you in your life. There's no competition to anyone. there's only one you, and it's really you against you in your life. Because the beliefs that you hold are then going to create how you are showing up in the world, whether you are living in faith, you're walking in faith, you're walking with the divine, you're trusting your process, or you are living in fear, right? And the fear is just us living in survival. It's our brain's way of trying to keep us safe, keep us from pain. You know, the magic of changing your beliefs is you're going to start to see evidence show up more and more and more that is going to be presented to you of the things that you desire. And you start to gain momentum in those moments, and you really start to pour into yourself in ways that nobody or nothing ever has been able to. And realizing that power is something that comes from within. Is that you have cultivated that feeling of your desire, and so therefore it then shows up for you in so many different ways. And your world just becomes magical, because when those things present themselves to you, once you really feel and believe and know that you can have those things, your life becomes lighter. You just feel so much better about yourself, and you really know that you can have these things. Guys, if you're seeing the evidence show up in your reality, know that that is proof that what you desire exists and that you can have it. You just have to change how you're viewing it in the moment. Know that you're worthy of it. Know that it's yours. Thank you so much for being here today, guys. If you're interested in booking a one-on-one session with me, you can do that booking at feelswithmeesh.com. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more weekly content. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have an amazing, beautiful, positive day, because you deserve it.